Y seguimos con más noticias aquí en De la Claqueta, donde vamos a estar compartiendo la segunda parte de la entrevista con la actriz estadounidense Tessa Thompson. Y en esta parte nos habla un poco acerca de lo que fue trabajar un poquitito con grandes actores como Christian Bale, Matt Damon. También vamos a estar viendo dentro de esta película el regreso de Natalie Portman como Mighty Thor. Y además nos habla también de esa camaradería que hay entre las dos mujeres, las mujeres guerreras que vemos dentro de la película. Aquí les dejamos con la segunda parte.
In the movie, Mighty Thor and Valkyrie have a great relationship. How was working that?
It was amazing. It was amazing. And, you know, not for nothing, we see in these times right now in this country, it's so important that women, you know, stand together and support each other. So I feel really grateful for that. And, you know, Natalie and I had made a film together called Annihilation many years ago. And this film was sort of a weird, very serious film. Not a lot of laughs in that film. We had a lot of fun making it because it was, you know, mostly all women. And at the time when we were making it, we were like, this is so rare. Usually it's just one woman who leads a film, not, you know, 4 or 5. So that felt so unique at the time. And I think what feels really exciting now, many years later, is hopefully we're getting to the place where we'll do that more and more in film, and it won't even be something you would ask about because it happens so commonly. And I think we're still a ways off from that, but it was really just a joy to get to do this with Natalie, who I count as a really dear friend, and also to get to see her do something that's very different for her. I mean, she can do anything. She's such a gifted actor, and I think we know that. We've been watching her at this point now for a couple decades, doing such stand-up work, but I think we've never really gotten to see her do something like this before. And also the character, because she's not a superhero, she becomes a superhero. There's also, the movie gets to also poke fun at some of the things about being a superhero. And so I really love that also, like, meta levels to it, that you could make fun of, like, the catchphrases, you know, for example, because I remember when I first joined the Marvel Universe, there's certain lines that you have, you know, when you have to say something very serious. And there's kind of a tone that everyone does, you know, and I had to really practice that. Chris was so good. We'd be in the middle of the scene and then he'd have to give a piece of information about the villain, and suddenly his voice would do this thing where I was like, oh, he's doing the superhero thing. So it's very fun, you know, when you make the movies, you get so used to all the superhero things that you have to do, the way you have to stand. And so it was very funny to see Natalie get to play off of that.
How was working with Christian Bale, Russell Crowe, or Matt Damon?
I know. Well, it was such a joy. I mean, it was so nice to have new people come on set because they add their new energy. And then I think Christian especially, everyone was so excited about him coming, and also no one knew what he would be like. And of course the role is so scary, and they were like, what's he gonna be like? And he was so lovely. And not that anyone expected that he wouldn't be, but you never know sometimes, especially when you're playing a villain. Some people like to kind of keep to themselves and kind of stay as the villain, and he wasn't like that at all. He was just hanging out on set, so lovely, chatting, and then they would call action and suddenly he would be terrifying after he was just telling you about his weekend or talking about the surf. And so that was really fun and surprising. And then I've never done a fight scene with any actor that made sure I was okay as much as Christian Bale. He would not, he was like, do you need water? Are you okay? Are you okay? And I couldn't believe, he was just so kind and so lovely. And as much as he like wanted to kill me in this scene, he just wanted to take care of me and make sure that I was that I felt good. And that was so sweet. And then Russell was so fun to have on set because it was just so cute to see him, like, his hair and his tennis skirt. And I remember when I was making when Thor Ragnarok, you know, you have these weapons, these fake weapons, and they can be challenging if you're not experienced with knowing how to do all the tricks with them and work with them. And Russell's lightning bolt it's not easy. It's quite big and it's kind of hard to figure it out. It's almost like baton twirling and it's really thick. And anyways, it was really sweet because he was so dedicated that he would rehearse outside of my trailer, and I don't think he knew that I was watching him, but I would go and sneak a little look at him, and I'd be watching him like doing all his all his stuff, and he got so good at it. And it was also really cute because when he would be rehearsing, he'd also be like in his tennis skirt, which I was just like, I never thought I would see Russell Crowe like most like, you know, just like manly, like, you know, like he's like a demigod himself, you know, be in a little tennis skirt and be practicing his weapon. It was just really sweet to see how dedicated he was. And he's also so funny. I'm really excited for fans to see him in the film because I think he's just so funny in it.